All right, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. If you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help. So thank you guys so much. And for today's video, I know I did promise a mudfish video, but I had to do a 2K thank you video. You guys are the absolute best. And we got to debut this Vtuber model, which came out really well. So I just want to say thank you guys. You guys are phenomenal. Once again, thank you for the constant support. I appreciate all of you. But it is story time, so we got something to do, guys. It's time. We gotta start talking about mudfish. So let me scoot over because it's story time. And, you know, spoiler warning, we're gonna be talking about Old Tales, Red Ash, the latest story chapters. So please, you know, don't get mad at me in the comments. I seen some of you guys in the comments over there getting mad at me with some spoilers. Like, please, you know, be nice. I've tried my best. I gave you a spoiler warning. Thank you. But when it came down to it, I was already like excited because I didn't expect them to go through the perspective of Levi's memories. I thought this was going to kick off after Siren fell out of the space elevator when she got shot out with everyone else. But this is taking place way later because we get told that like Siren's been trying to find her friends. And that sucks, man. Like everyone's trying to find each other, so I can't imagine how it's going for Hansel and Gretel. That's going to be a horrible time. That being said though, I was interested seeing how they showed off Levi. They almost basically gave her her origin story, which was awesome. Not only did we get to see her in pretty much her original form, you know, I guess after she got hit with the liquid metal first, but it was still really cool. You know, seeing her save Siren was really sweet. And that's something that I wanted to highlight. Shift Up did a phenomenal job when it actually came to discussing like the humanity within Levi, talking about the little nuances that really separate her from a lot of the heretics that we've seen, like Nihilister and Indivilia, where Levi actually has a really good gentle soul at times, and saving Siren because she felt cold because that was the same way she felt afterwards when she first found this cave was really heartwarming. But it was interesting seeing Levi actually try to do a fake out being a heretic to scare off Siren, and it didn't work. You saw her almost get blasted to pieces. That was crazy. But I did feel bad for Levi because all she was just scared, and that's something that really gets highlighted in this, is that she's very young and scared. And it's really unfortunate with what happened to her because I originally thought like that she was the reason for the liquid metal. But it turns out she was just a victim. So like, what the hell is this liquid metal? Like, where did it come from? But I know I'm getting way too ahead of myself because I'm talking about like the liquid metal on her. But by the way, I know she's like a mud girl right now, but she looks so adorable. All right. The expressions they gave her, either angry, neutral, or when she had the cute little blush with the smile, that was the absolute best. I thought it was so adorable. But it was sweet learning how Siren can talk, but she really cares and worries that others would be scared that they would make her do a command. So it's really sweet seeing her go back and forth between not talking and also talking, getting Levi's permission. By the way, it hit really hard knowing that Siren named Levi, like that nickname. That was crazy, guys. I was like, oh shit, that's where it came from. And she kept that name, which is insane. It was so cute when they were offering to eat fish together and Siren gave her fish and she ate so much of it, which I want to just talk about the latest story chapters because I don't think it was a Nikke, or I think it was the commander. It was the commander who I think asked her what her favorite food was, and she said grilled fish. And as you can see, she's eating a lot of grilled fish here. Now, that could just be a one-off thing to try to complement the story, but I feel like in the sense that she might only like grilled fish now because it gives her these nostalgic memories of Siren. And based on the responses from the latest story chapters that Siren gave to Cinderella and Levi through the bubbles, I think it's going to really hit hard for Levi as well. So I think she truly still cares about Levi, especially after everything, which makes sense based on the ending of this side story. It was so sweet seeing that Siren really wanted to teach Levi how to actually control her liquid metal, because it is similar to her bubbles, which was always brought up, especially when we first got introduced to Levi, that it really does look similar to her bubbles, which it makes sense now. Seeing how Siren couldn't necessarily teach her to control it. So they went into a bubble which, by the way, we've already seen this bubble before. Once again, let me bring up old story chapters, because this is like the exact same type of bubble that Rappy was in with Levi when she was unlocking her true like nature, I guess, like her true form. So seeing those parallels to me is really badass and really good storytelling in my opinion. Even with all of that though, I think it broke my heart knowing about how Levi came to be, where she was just this mass-produced Nikke with her squad, probably just one of those like resource collectors, and she fell in and instantly just became one with this liquid metal, and she became like a monster. That really hurt. And now it kind of shows how she's afraid of everyone, and that's why she's so scared of getting betrayed and stuff, because she knows how that feels. And I think it's because she's done it before, and she knows how nasty it can be. I think that's why she really cares about Behemoth, and why the story ended how it did with the latest story chapters. One thing I do want to shift up some compliment to is making different nuances between the 4 beasts, or the 2 that we know about right now, and the current heretics, by showing like the humanity. If you've gotten anywhere with the latest story chapters, you can definitely tell that Levi and Behemoth are different in the sense that they want to talk. They don't care about humans in the way that like the other heretics like despise them. Like they actually don't care. Like they want to build their own arc for themselves, which is interesting. I actually believe out of any of the heretics right now, if we're going to be getting any of them soon, it's either going to be Levi or Behemoth or both, because I think that they can be allies in the sense that they are more deeply connected to humanity than the others. But I know I sidetracked myself here, because we got to talk about the big, insane thing in this room, and that's Gluttony. Gluttony looked insane. I had to do some research because I was like so shocked. I was like, dude, this like rapture looks insane. Like the 2 mouths and everything, it looks absolutely wild. And now I had to look it up because I was like, I don't think I've seen it before, and we haven't. We got it through text from Red Ash and Old Tales about like this giant unit that ate one of the missiles going towards the space elevator, but we never saw it until now, and this thing is massive. The fact that it can eat anything, like whether it be raptures, Nikkes, just nature, buildings, it's absolutely crazy. And it really broke my heart seeing Levi try her best to try to stay by Siren's side, and they were so close to just going on an adventure to find her friends, all for her just to get scared and freeze up. And then you see what happens with Siren, which obviously she is okay to an extent because of what happened with the latest story chapters, but I wonder where she is, if she's still inside of this thing somehow and she's able to communicate, or if something else happened. So I can't wait for the 2.5 to answer some of those questions, but I do wonder what happened with Levi, because we do know that she got scared and ran away, and she unlocked her ability to travel through the, the liquid metal, and then realized that she betrayed Siren and just got upset at herself because she called herself like, weak and stuff, that she could have been strong enough to help. I wonder what happened between then and now. So I hope we can fill in some of those gaps in the future eventually to see how she ended up like how she is now and with Behemoth. And then to close off the side story, they bring up Mihara and Uni again, which makes sense for the 2.5 promo. And they notice like Gluttony's like tracks and stuff. Insane work. Calling it now. We're going to get 2 units, and one of them is going to be Mihara. Calling it right now. Fact check me back when they announce the units, but I 100% believe that Mihara is going to be one of them. I know it's hella cope, but for now, I'm going with it. I've already done a lot of yapping, so let's actually start wrapping up, because I just want to say this has been an insane side story. Not only just this one, but the whole campaign and the previous side stories. They have been cooking. The fact that they also continue to use voiceover makes the narrative really more powerful to me, and I really enjoy it. I'm a sucker. I'm easy to please. You guys already seen it, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Am I just being like, a sucker for them? Am I easy to please? Or did you guys also like it? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. But that is going to be it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care and have a good one.